Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. For those of you who don't know, my name is Samson, and in today's video, oh man, we got us a good one. We have a 2016 Ford Shelby Mustang GT350. Now, for those of you who don't know, the GT350 is one of the specialty models when it comes to Ford's Mustang. It is right beneath the GT500, but definitely above the Mach 1 as well as the GT. These model years 2015 through I believe 2023 did receive Ford's unique Voodoo motor. And so in today's video, we're going to go over some of the specs, some of the styling features, and some of the things that I like, some of the things I think you will like. And you guys let me know your opinion on this Mustang. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe for some of the best automotive content. Just like that, guys, let's get into it. Coming down to the front bumper, absolutely love the shape and uniqueness that Ford decided to go with this front bumper for the GT350. It is revised from the Ford Mustang GT as well as the Mach 1, so you do get a little bit more unique and special features. Coming down to the bottom, you do get this absolutely beautiful front splitter with the Shelby script, letting everybody know as you come up on them that you are driving something a little bit more special. You can see the massive grill vents that you have to bring as much air as possible to the front of that motor, help feed that intake as well as cool off the engine. Love how Ford made all of the grills functional from the bottom to the top, as well as these side grills as well. Everything is functional for aerodynamics and cooling. You do get your GT350 badge right here on the front of the grille, as well as coming to the headlights. You do have Ford's signature 3-line turning signals and running lights with this headlights. I do like this design over the previous model year's design. Very, very nice setup. You do get your projector lens. Wish that they had a blacked out everything. You do get a little bit of chrome on the lens. Everything is not blacked out, however, still does give this car a very, very mean look. And I absolutely love the front design of this bumper. Coming up to the hood, absolutely love the design that Ford went with this hood. You do get one big functional heat extractor right here in the center, which also gives just a little bit of a hood bulge to this car. Really, really lovely design. As you guys may know, on all Mustang models, except for the V6 models, on all the V8 models, you get a heat extractor. On the GTs and the Mach 1s, you get 2 heat extractors on each side of the hood. And with your GT500, you get one massive heat extractor in the center of the hood. But this design does lend to a very, very sleek design, but also a very functional and beautiful design as well. Love the racing stripes that they decided to go with this example in this spec. They go from the bottom of the bumper all the way over the top of the car, all the way to the back. Me personally, normally I'm not a big fan of racing stripes. However, with Mustangs, it is so synonymous that you almost have to have racing stripes when it comes to a Mustang. And with this white color configuration, with the blue racing stripes, just a very, very overall classic and iconic styling. Coming to the actual fenders, you can see you do get very, very wide flared out fenders, allowing you to fit some wide wheels under there, but also giving you a very wide stance and a very aggressive stance as well. Love the body lines that they have on the hood, really insinuating that shape and performance design. You do get a black rim setup with this car, as well as drilled rotors and massive 6-piston Brembo calipers. As far as wheels, you do get 19-inch wheels with 305 width on the actual tires. Very, very nice setup. These rotors do have an aluminum insert in the center to help save on rotational mass. Very, very nice setup. With the GT350R, you do have the option of carbon fiber wheels with the GT350R, so you do save even that much more on your weight savings. Coming to the back, just before I get to the side of the fender, you can see right here on the inside of the wheel well, these vents which lead out of the side of the fender. So this car, the Mustang, does have a functional vent in the side of the fender. Now, many of Mustang's previous models either had just one solid, very bland styling feature on the side, or they had a fake vent that was at the end right behind the door. However, for the GT350, they did decide to go ahead, give you a functional vent in the side, and it absolutely looks very sinister. Gives this car a bit more of a supercar look to it, and I absolutely love it. I wish they went with this design on more of their cars. Coming down to the side, you do get a very wide side skirt, which is made out of a plastic composite. Of the low slung roof of this car. For whatever reason, with the GT350s, they just have more of a supercar track oriented look to them. You can see on the rear, you do get 4 piston calipers, same aluminum insert in the middle of the rotor. However, you do have drilled rotors again, and again, you do have a 19-inch rim with 305 on the width, giving you a whole lot of meat on the back to be able to grip and put all that power down to the ground. Love the fastback look and design of the rear of the car. You can see the rear does slope very nicely. With the Mustang GT350, you do get a almost duckbill-like rear spoiler. Love this setup over the GT500 spoiler, which actually attaches to the trunk and sits up a little bit higher. I feel like this very low and sleek setup of more of a duckbill-like spoiler looks very nice with this model. Coming around to the back, you can see you do still have the signature 3-line tail lights that you normally get with Mustangs that you're accustomed to seeing. LEDs, of course. Very nice. It's all set up with this car. You do get a rear diffuser in this car as well. Again, still made out of this composite material. Wish it was carbon fiber. However, when it comes to saving weight, I don't think that this composite material is that much more heavier than the carbon fiber. The carbon fiber would just look a lot nicer. But just like that, guys, how about we take a look up under the hood and see this very unique Voodoo engine that is powering this beautiful Mustang. All right, guys, coming up under the hood, as you guys can see, you do get that beautiful 5.2 liter Voodoo engine, 5.2 liter V8, producing right around 526 horsepower, 429 pound-feet of torque. This engine is mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. As far as MPGs go, you are looking at right around 16 combined with 14 in the city, 21 on the highway. The car does weigh right around 3,800 pounds or just a little bit over. And as far as the engine bay goes, you do get a nice strut bar that goes over the top in order to connect those struts, make it even more rigid for your track days. You do get magnetic suspension on this thing, which is a very nice weapon to have. You can see this one does have your cold air intake with the actual filter that you can see. I love it when manufacturers get rid of the plastic covering on the engine, get rid of the filter box, and just let you see all of the business. You guys can also see that functional heat extractor right here at the top. And so when it comes to this Mustang's business end, guys, you get all the performance that you would possibly want and need. Very nice setup and very unique setup, as you will not see this engine in any other Mustangs. Getting into the Mustang GT350, you can see you are greeted with this beautiful aluminum door seal showing you the model, which is your Shelby, your engine, 5.2 liters, and showing you who built it. That wonderful Ford Performance team. Actually hopping into the car, you are greeted to a absolutely beautiful Shelby logo right here front and center on the steering wheel. You do have your analog gauges, 200 on the dash. The car does rev up to 8,000 RPM, which is an extremely nice benefit to have. Normally, you don't see that on a lot of cars. You might see it on Porsches. You might see it on some of your Japanese counterparts. However, when we talk about an American-made V8, very nice to see, very nice to hear as well. As you guys may not know, instead of a traditional crank setup, the Mustang does have a flat plane crank in that 5.2 liter V8. And so you do get that high revving engine, and it absolutely screams at the top of that RPM. You do get a digital gauge right here in the center so that you can have a little bit more customability in checking things like your tire pressure, things like your fuel range, all types of things, guys. Coming to the center, you do have two gauges, one for your oil pressure, one for your oil temperature. Those are two things that are very important for you to know whenever you're doing your track days. Love the double bubble dash. That is significant with Mustangs. Any Mustang that you get into, if you know it's a Mustang, as soon as you see that double bubble dash, very, very nice setup. You do get your chassis number for your GT350 right here front and center. You can see this is chassis G5181. So when it comes to these cars, you do also get a plate number showing you just how much more special your Mustang is than the base model. Love the black, almost wood grain like material. I know that it may not actually be wood grain, but it is very nice material, as well as a fully integrated touchscreen infotainment system where you can control various things from your radio as well as your performance options. All of your climate controls are right here in the center console area. Very, very nice setup. You can see you do have your knob for turning up the heat or cooling it down. Both seats are heated and ventilated. You do have your traction control, your launch control, as well as a lever for being able to quiet down or make your exhaust even louder. Love the red engine start stop button that you get with this car. You do also get a USB port, as well as a little bit of storage right here in the front. You do get a cigarette lighter, and that tried and true 6-speed manual transmission is nothing like riding around at 8,000 RPM, shifting your own gears. Absolutely love this setup. You do get your parking brake, all leather wrapped, as well as two cup holders. Now, when it comes to the center console, Ford did go with this textured plastic, which they had went with something just a little bit more expensive just to show off a little bit more comfort in this car. However, when you get in here and you start riding, it's really not about comfort. It's all about performance. To the door panels, you do get a suede Alcantara with the white stitching to match that exterior paint color. Very, very nice setup. The top of the doors are a plastic material. However, the armrest is a very, very nice soft touch leather material. You do get aluminum for the grab handle as well as the actual door handle. Of course, your lock buttons and window controls. You do get a little bit of storage down here in the side of the door as well. To the seats are GT350 specific. Normally, most of Ford Shelby models come with a little Shelby snake right here in the headrest. However, you don't get that on this car. It's a bit of a bummer. However, you do get the GT350 embossed in the leather on the back of the seat. Love the perforated Alcantara in the center of the seat. Very, very nice design. These seats are heavily bolstered to help keep you in place whenever you are taking those track days. And so if you're a little bit more of an overweight person, you might have a hard time getting in these seats. But I gotta say, I wouldn't fault you for trying to get in here and go for the absolute ride of your life. Coming back real quick to the actual steering wheel. The steering wheel is Alcantara. You do have a center stripe right here in the middle of the steering wheel to let you know where top dead center is. Again, you do have your buttons for going through that center screen in your gauge cluster, as well as your buttons for controlling your radio, for stiffening up your actual handling. This is also for stiffening up your suspension as well. Like I told you guys, you do have magnetic suspension in this, and so very, very nice setup, as well as your phone controls and cruise control. I can't say there's much to complain about at all. Although Ford does use some plastic in the interior, it overall has a very, very unique design and feel, and is very comfortable to sit in. You do feel like you are in something special, and that is something that you would definitely want with a very, very unique car such as this one. All right, folks, and that's a wrap for the Mustang GT350. Let me know what you guys think about this car. What's your favorite feature on it, as well as some things that you might like to see in future videos. Please like, comment, subscribe. But just like that, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.